First up, we need to just get killed by one of the cult members.
God.
This
What?
trophy is called Hunting Season, complete chapter of the cult. The very beginning of the game, pretty simple.
What? Invitation. Return 1.
Next up is to just pick up a map,
Okay.
any kind of map on the game. There's like a ton of them. You can just go up to it, select the
Trophies
button
off
and
the bat.
get it. Next up is story related. You pick up the
Let's,
first
not
manuscript
go
by
too
the tree.
alright.
Someone's been watching us.
Another trophy? Like, I just started the game,
You were
okay?
right.
And 3 trophies off
This
the
is
bat.
right up.
Now we need to just complete this first chapter in the game. It's called Invitation. Yeah, not much to be said.
That was crazy.
But he still got up. The page predicted.
Okay. Let's do this.
Next up is called Coffee Thermos. We need
Something's
to
about happen, yeah.
discover a break room near the witch's hut. I think it's also story related.
Manual
Turn the
save.
power on and just get it instantly.
Hey. Yeah.
Next up we need to just boost our flashlight on an enemy and it'll burn the shield away, break it, sort of thing. You'll get it instantly.
Wanna kill me? Huh? Yeah. Okay,
Next up we
surrounding.
need to just destroy one of those red dots on the enemy, the weak points. These deal massive damage and you'll know when you like,
Huh?
when it explodes it'll do massive damage and you get a
Oh
trophy
my
instantly.
God. Okay. Equip.
Next up is also simple, just use a medkit or a trauma pad, some pills, you'll get it.
Felt good. Felt good, huh? Felt really good, brother.
Next up is also pretty simple, you need to extend your inventory size. There's one near the shotgun cabinet.
Code. No.
Next up is called Bring It, we need to
Okay.
get the sawed-off shotgun,
was,
code is 739.
Got a shotgun. I'm about to show these monsters what's.
Next up we need to defeat Nightingale, just shoot at him a couple of times until he collapses
Dead.
with your bullets.
That was all of my.
Next up we need to complete the second chapter in the game, it's called
Yeah,
Into the Overlap.
copyright strike
The hardest in the chapter. The trophy is called Into the Overlap.
All of a sudden, the radio stopped working.
Okay, I'm gonna kill you. This is,
Next up we need to dodge an enemy at the perfect moment, like when he's near you. You need to just dodge at the perfect moment. You get the trophy, this slow motion thing.
Yeah.
Tiny animals are turning into monsters.
Final warning until
Next up is also pretty simple, just headshot 5 enemies.
not.
So just hit him in the head.
Tiny animals are turning into monsters.
That is crazy, man. Also got 2 trophies. No way.
Next up is to just open one cold stash and one lunchbox. There's like many around. You can also, I'll put a link in the description, you can find all of them in the game. So just one of those and one of those, you'll get it. Next up is Alan's part, it's called Talk Show. We need to complete the chapter late night, also story related.
Big WTF, I don't know what just happened. Oh, come on.
Next up we need to find the light, it's called a trophy. Just pick up the flashlight and revolver that Casey dropped when he sort of died.
And a weapon.
Just pick it up with the button you have prompt and get it. Next up there's these spiral things that you can like collect and get from it, like upgrades back in your rider's room. So just pick one of those up with your flashlight by aiming at it and you'll get a trophy.
What is that?
Next up is called Stormcloud, also story related. You need to just escape from the dark presence. So
That was
yeah,
crazy.
story related. You just escape from the subway station, you'll get it.
Yo. End of part. And that's where we continue.
Next up is called New York City. We need to complete chapter Casey. Another story related trophy.
Oh, okay. New York City. That's a trophy. Okay. Okay, don't.
Next up is called Return. We need to complete chapter Hunting, chapter 3, in Alan's story.
Return. Yo. I'm in space.
Next up, we just need to switch sides between Alan and Saga. You can just switch from Alan to Saga or Saga to Alan. It'll do it instantly. Don't worry.
Wow. Oh my god. I did it.
Next up is to find the crossbow near the shooting range, watery area. This is on chapter 4, I think, with Saga, if I remember correctly. Just the combination, I don't remember. Next trophy is called Finding a Way. We need to find a screwdriver. Just story related again. I'm not sure if you could get into the gift shop without it, but pick it up just in case for like more loot. Next up is called One Go. We need to defeat an enemy with a single shot from the crossbow. Not much to be said, just get the crossbow and shoot someone in the head with it.
Like alive.
Next up is called Stop the Monster. We need to just interrupt someone when he's throwing something at you. Just flashlight boost him. Yeah.
Whoa. That's what it takes.
Next up is called Shining into the Light.
Okay, let's do this.
We need to ignite a flare gun for the first time. So just get the flare gun
Back off.
and ignite it.
Okay.
Huh. That was.
Next up is called Filling the Shape. We need to place a charm in all of the bracelet slots. There are 3 slots in your inventory. You can place some charms in it. So pick up some all scattered around the map and you'll get a trophy. Next up is called Bright Falls Finest. We need to
I got
defeat
some-
Mulligan and Thornton.
Shit.
Another story related.
That's it.
Just get behind the rock or something and shoot
All
at them.
that tension and for what? That was crazy. And
Next up is called Back in Watery.
End
We
of
need to complete
chapter.
chapter Local Girl.
okay.
Chapter 4.
Back in Watery. That was cool. Like that. Learn to hedges and increase this dynamic for extended duration. Okay,
Next up
that's
is
good.
called Growing Stronger. You need to just upgrade any weapons
guess
once. You
I
can
wanna
get these
stun
by
someone.
opening lunch boxes.
I
You'll
guess
get
we
all
should.
these tickets, things. So you can upgrade your
What is
weapons.
happening? From relief in a bit.
Next up are those nursery rhymes. You need to solve 5 of them.
Bear.
I'll also link in the
Yeah.
description how you can get all of these.
So,
The dolls, everything, don't worry.
should I keep hitting you?
Next up is just defeat an enemy with an explosion. The propane tanks, like little things,
That's,
just shoot at them when the
Nice
enemy
little trick.
is staggered.
Oh my.
You'll get a trophy.
That's nice.
Next up is a story related called EPKA. You need to find a double-barreled
And
shotgun with
flashlight.
Alan Wake
Yippee-ki-yay.
in Saga story or his in
That's the
his
trophy I
story.
just got. Let's go and help the end of the
Not
chapter.
until my family is safe from this horror.
There's 2 possibilities to find this shotgun.
End of chapter. Okay, that was actually pretty dope.
Next up is called We Watch in the Night. We need to complete chapter No Chance.
Watch in the
This is the
night.
5th chapter in Saga story.
That was actually pretty good.
Next up is called Lights Shining. You need to find the flare gun in chapter 4 with Alan's story.
yeah.
It's called We Sing.
up.
This is like the best chapter in the game, in my opinion.
End of part.
Now we just need to complete the chapter. Chapter
Of
4.
Life. Oh wow. Hey.
Next up is
so,
called
about the
Escape
whole-
Its Gravity. We need to just use a hand flare when someone's like grappling you, like, you know, charging at you, stabbing you like this dude. Just use a flare gun. It's
I don't
R2,
feel
I
like
think.
he's dead now. Massive, massive, massive.
Next up is in a fancy hotel. We need to complete
Now my
chapter
head
Room
hurts.
665 in Alan's story, the 5th chapter.
In a fancy hotel. Find Alice. Exit the hotel. Tool cabinet key. And there you go.
Next up is called Cut Short. You need to find the bolt cutters in Saga's part.
Open that door.
I think it's the
Cut
part
short.
6 in her part. Or no, part 5. Yeah, it's part 5.
Turn this-
Next up is just defeat Cynthia Weaver, the old lady in the
That
Old
is
Gods
a
chapter,
good one,
chapter
actually.
5.
I killed her.
Or is it chapter
I actually
6?
killed her. Wow. It was very. End of chapter.
Oh yeah, it's chapter 6 actually. Okay.
Oh, my head.
Yeah, Old Gods. You just complete a chapter and get the trophy.
Oh.
Next up is called Ready for a Fight. We need to find the hunting rifle. There's a doorknob near the entrance where you can use it to get to the hunting rifle. I'll also link in the description for you guys to help.
Now this.
Next up is called The Nice Things in Life. We need to pet Mayor Sitter, the dog. After chapter 6, you need to go to Watery, and he'll be there by one of the buildings. You can just go ahead and pet him. He's so cute.
Wow.
Next up is called Stunning Vistas. We need to just stun someone with a flashbang. There's multiple locations where you can find the flashbang. So just find it and use it on one of the enemies and you'll get it instantly. Next one is called Seeing Double. We need to just complete this chapter scratch. This is the 7th chapter in Saga Story.
Most legitimate BS I've ever seen. Like, no way.
Next up, we need to find all the weapons for Saga and Wake. Saga's weapons can be hard to find. You just need to like search for codes and some hidden items to find those.
Yes, and why are you?
Next up, we need to retrieve the pump action shotgun. These can be located in the police station near the entrance. The code is on the screen in front of you, so just use it on the cabinet and you'll get the shotgun and the trophy. Next one is called All Smiles. We need to fully upgrade a single weapon. Just find one of all of the launch boxes and just use all of them on a single weapon, like the pistol, for example, or the shotgun. Next up is called Coffee Themed Fun, which is just shoot Mr. Dreepy, the cardboard cutout, or any like other like bear cutout in the coffee world theme park. Next up is called the Rustic Charm. You need to just find all the charms, another like collectible sort of thing. I'll link it in the description for you guys so you can do it no problem. Again, all these puzzles you need to figure out like what to do.
I've been there before.
Next up is called I'll Find You. We need to find all nursery rhyme dolls. Again, in the description, I'll show you guys how you get all those. Next up is called Hidden by a Tree. We need to find all college stashes and lunch boxes. Again, in the description, just click the link, I'll get to a video, and there'll be all locations for all college stashes and lunch boxes. Next up, we need to just complete all nursery rhyme puzzles. Same thing in the description. You know what to do.
What the?
Next up, we need to use a coffee mug charm to prevent defeat. Just search for all the charms first so you can like get the coffee mug charm and use it. Just find an enemy, let it kill you, and the coffee mug charm will break and you get a trophy instantly. Next up is to complete the chapter called Return, Told and Retold. Chapter 6 in Alan's story.
No way. That was like the quickest episode. Dude, what are they thinking?
Next up is called Behind the Mask. We need to complete chapter Masks. Chapter 7 in Alan's story.
Why are they doing it like this? Like, what? I'm drowning. Okay.
Now this one is called The Cult of the Word. We need to complete chapter Zanesville. This is chapter 8 in Saga, not Saga, Alan's story.
Cult of the Ward. Get to Parliament Tower.
Next up is called His Way Out. We need to complete chapter Gone. This is the final chapter in Alan's story. After that you'll go back to Saga's chapter and progress like there.
Trophy earned. Thank you, my beloved. Okay.
Next up is called Filled with Rage. You need to defeat Scratch on your second battle with him. This is near the Cauldron Lake shore. Get a little boss fight with him.
Filled with rage. Insane, dude.
Next up is called Rock and Roll Baby. We need to complete chapter Summoning. This is chapter 8 in Saga story.
Finish this back on our Alan
Rock
Wake.
and Roll. This is
Rock
with
and
the
roll,
old
baby.
gods of
We
Asgard.
are playing as Alan Wake himself, not Scratch. Alan Wake 3.
Next up is called the Final Deerfest to complete Chapter 9 in Saga's story. And Alan's story, sorta.
Now we're back to her. The final Deerfest. What the hell?
Next up is the end of the road to complete Chapter Come Home. It's the final chapter in the game.
YOLO.
After that we get a trophy and also finish the game.
Okay.
Good job, you made it.
End of the road. Not yet.
And you also find out your daughter is sorta dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
the story come true.
Pretty much.
Complete
so.
Alan Wake 2.
Story come true. What?
Next up is called the Trail of the Rider. We need to watch all the Rider's Journey videos. You can like miss one of them in Chapter 5, Room 665. In Room 101, there's one television you can miss. Next up is called the Koskela Brothers, the trophy. You need to watch all Koskela Brother commercials. There's one missable, like, yeah, there's sort of missables, like in the end here, near the final chapter with Alan. You can miss it. And now we got the Platinum. Trophy Sisu, we need to gain all trophies. 5.7% of players earn this Platinum.
Scratch had to be stopped. I've driven down this road before.
Now let's talk about the trophies. Did I like them? I mean, yeah, sorta. I mean, they were good. They were super easy, like, for the most part. If you haven't had a guide for, like, how to open one of those, you know, coal stashes or find one of those lunch boxes, then yeah, it can be pretty hard for you. All those puzzles, all those math problems that I remember doing. It's like, you know, it's really good. Like, one of the trophies I had, like, this game is really fun with Platinum. I mean, for the most part. For the most part, it's just like, you know, complete chapters, just go from this to this, and yeah, the other collectibles are like sort of easy to do. So yeah, this game is pretty good on Platinum and trophies, in my opinion.